Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, Mercedes-Benz and AMG are showing off a little teaser shot of their brand new hypercar with their world-conquering Formula One technology that'll be coming to city roads near you very soon. The trick is we don't know little to nothing about this particular machine, especially on what it looks like, and hopefully going to get a sneak peek at what this vehicle is going to look like coming up at the Frankfurt Motor Show just in a handful of days. One machine that'll definitely be debuting at the Frankfurt Motor Show is Nissan's brand new Leaf. Now, we've been talking about the machine in last episodes, and now it officially is here. Now, even though it gets a brand new exterior and a brand new interior that both look pretty doggone fantastic, a lot of people in the know are claiming the underpinnings are still the same Leaf that was out since 2010 that sold near 250,000 units. Now, the vehicle does get a bump up in the power department to 147 horsepower and 263 pounds-feet of torque. That is thanks to a brand new 40 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery that's been heavily revised from the outgoing version. The vehicle comes with a bunch of brand new tech along with it, a brand new system called ProPilot, which will not only keep the vehicle inside of its own lane, but it'll actually keep a safe distance for the vehicle ahead of it. Even though that vehicle may come up to a complete stop, your vehicle, your Leaf, will be able to do the same thing as well. This is all done at speeds of 18 to 62 miles an hour. The vehicle does get a bump up in the range department. When you think about EVs, you think about range. The old Leaf got 112 miles of range. This new one gets 150 miles of range. Even though this thing costs just a little over $30,000 US, the least expensive EV inside of its own market, the trick is for a little bit more money, you can get a vehicle with well over 200 miles of range, even closer to 300 miles of range, even though these vehicles haven't yet gone on sale yet. But no doubt, the Leaf is hitting a little bit below. The trick is they're also working on a brand new, more power and better range, but that vehicle won't be out till 2019. We may hear a little bit more about that particular machine coming up at the Frankfurt Motor Show. This vehicle will be going on sale in Japan just next month in October, and European and American markets will get this vehicle in early 2018. Next up on the list, Mini showing off this brand new John Cooper Works GP edition. Now, they've done a couple of these John Cooper Works GP editions that actually went on sale. The chance of this one going on sale are probably near none because this thing is turned up past 11. Massive wheels and tires, mass braking package. The thing is slammed down on the ground. The wheel arches are actually pushed out away from the bodywork itself with venting to allow for cooling, not only of a bunch of different components on the inside, possibly some braking, and to channel some air from that massive front splitter all the way to the back of that massive rear wing and the massive rear diffuser. This vehicle is pretty doggone trick. In fact, it's totally stripped out on the inside. A full racer scene going on here, including full racing seats and a full roll cage inside of the vehicle as well, which some outlets are claiming is made out of aluminum, which would do you next to no good in a heavy shunt. That being said, again, I don't think they'll ever build this car. There are rumors that the 3-liter inline turbocharged 6 is going to make a round 300 horsepower and 300 pounds-feet of torque. Again, they probably won't actually build this car, but it is pretty doggone cool to stare at. Next up on the list, another high-performance car. This coming from the folks over at Seat. This is the Seat Leon Cupra R. Now, apparently Seat may spin off the Cupra into being the performance arm inside of the company, and this is going to be the first go-round of this particular machine. Now, the biggest thing is they're talking that this is the most powerful Seat to ever be built. Now, the automatic version comes with a 300 horsepower engine, even though they haven't released official specs on that as of yet. But they do have a manual transmission option. That particular engine makes 310 horsepower, which is the most powerful version of this vehicle. Talking about this thing's going to be front-wheel drive with a possibility of an all-wheel drive option. We'll have to wait and see on those fronts. Anxiously awaiting to see what Seat may have up for this new Cupra brand as far as their performance arm inside of their company. The pretty cool piece of kit. Cannot wait to hear more about it come up at the Frankfurt Motor Show. And last up on the list, this is a weird story. In fact, I've sat on this for well over a week because the story seemed a little on the stupid side, at least as far as I was concerned. Basically, what you're looking at here is a plug. It's basically a full-on version of Ferrari's Superfast in half-scale form that Ferrari uses in their wind tunnel. Ferrari, one of the rare manufacturers that has a full wind tunnel right there in their facility that they use on a lot of full-blown race cars along with their street cars as well. A lot of manufacturers do this type of deal. They build a half-scale model or even smaller, and they do a lot of the heavy-duty wind tunnel use ahead of the vehicles actually being fully built. Now, the trick of this story is Ferrari isn't going to destroy this thing or melt it down and make another plug out of it. They're actually going to sell this to the general public for the cool price of $380,000, which is an awful lot of money, especially when you think back and think, wait a minute, isn't the Superfast only $340,000? Yes, you are right, for $40,000 more than the actual Superfast itself, you can own a half-scale model that you can't drive or really use in any way, shape, or form. Even though it would make a really beautiful conversation piece, look great on your coffee table. Albeit, it's going to be a pretty doggone big coffee table. Now, the more I thought about this, the more I thought, you know what? Ferrari people aren't the type to think, oh, I only have $400,000 to spend. You know, I could buy the Superfast, or I could buy this scale model of it that they used in wind tunnel testing. No. The people who are probably buying a Superfast are probably thinking, I have got to have that thing as well. So the fact that it's one of one, chances are Ferrari may have built a couple more, but they actually probably are never going to see the light of day, if not being destroyed already. So this thing's going to be super rare and super cool into the future. I have to say $380,000 sounds a little bit on the cheap side as far as that's concerned. Even though you can still think it's way too expensive, I still think it'd be pretty doggone cool to have right here at Motor Cars HQ. Even though it would take up pretty dang most of the house. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.